Hi guys, I want to talk about poop today. We get a lot of kids in our office that are constipated. And you know what comes along with that? Exhausted parents, just like you. You've tried everything. You've tried supplements, you've tried diet changes, you've tried suppositories, Miralax even. And you know what's not happening? We're not getting to the root cause. So guess what happens? Then we get indigestion, and then we get fussiness, and then we get colic, and then we get ear infections and reflux. All of these things have one thing in common, and it's the nervous system. The nervous system's job is to perceive its environment and then coordinate and control all function of the cells. And so we have to take a look at that nervous system. The nervous system gets stressed and then it reacts to it. So I'm talking about physical, chemical, emotional stress. So for babies and kids, we're talking about birth, even prenatal, where we have a C-section or, assisted birth or those types of things. And then you have new babies. They're getting used to gravity. They're getting used to light. They're getting used to extra loud sounds. And then they have chemical stress. That's what we put into and on our bodies. So that's, if we're doing formula and if we're breastfeeding, whatever the mom's eating and putting into her body, if she's on medications, all of those things affect that baby. And then physical stress, right? I mentioned gravity, but how we change our babies and how we put them into different carriers and leave them in jumpers and all those things. All of those things are stressors that the nervous system's trying to adapt to. And when it's stressed, it goes into fight or flight. We call that the gas pedal. And that's protection mode. That's the self-defense of the body saying, hey, we're under attack, we need to do something about it. And the flip side of that is your parasympathetic system. That's your braking system. That's the vagus nerve, and it affects everything in the body. And when those get out of balance, we get stuck into this fight or flight, stress stuck on sympathetic state. And that's called subluxation. That's where the chiropractor comes in, because my job is to locate that subluxation, to remove that, to help that baby thrive and get back into that growth and development that they're supposed to be in. And so one of my favorite quotes is from Dr. Bruce Lipton, and he talks about you can't be in growth and protection at the same time. So how do we know? How do we know what's going on? Well, we have to scan that. We have to look into the nervous system, and that's what we do at the office. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a deep look into your history. What has happened from conception till now? What kind of stress has that baby been under, and what is affecting that nervous system? And then we're going to do a physical scan. These are non-invasive neuro scans that allow us to look at how the nervous system is speeding up and slowing down in response to the stress that it's under. And when we take a look at those things, we get to see exactly where that stress is stuck on the system. And how that relates to poop is very important because it affects the muscle system. So if we're constipated, then the muscles in the gut and the intestines aren't moving. If that stays unattended, guess what happens next? Now we got the stomach. Now we have the esophagus. Now we have the eustachian tubes. And everything gets clogged up until we have symptom after symptom after symptom. And if we're treating the symptoms and not the underlying cause, which is the nervous system, then we're not going to get anywhere. So that's where chiropractic comes in. We get to get in there with safe, gentle, non-intrusive chiropractic adjustments to help activate that parasympathetic system, get that vagus nerve functioning to bring the body back into balance. And when we do, we see the muscle system start to activate, things start to clear out, And you better have a diaper pail ready, because these kids get moving, and they get moving fast on the chiropractic table. So that means less or no issues with constipation and colic and reflux and ear infections and all of those things. So many of our kids here, they not only experience that, but they start to get back on track. Because the most important thing here for you parents is that we hit those milestones. Am I right? We all want our kids to be moving along the way that they're supposed to. And the only way they can do that is stress-free. And that's where chiropractic can help. So reach out. We can help you. We want to grow a healthier generation tomorrow, but we have to do it together.